Well, hello everyone. I am very happy to be coming out with a new practice vlog. Today I am going to be talking about Rachmaninoff's Moment Musical number 1 in B flat minor. Now, some of you may have been around when I talked about Moment Musical number 4. I made a practice vlog on that a while back, and I actually will be recording it very soon. So as you can see, Opus 16, that means it's an earlier work of Rachmaninoff's. The story goes that he was 23 years old, he was on a train ride, and he was a victim of theft. So a substantial sum of money was stolen from him, and he decided to write these pieces that he thought would be marketable in order to make some extra money for himself and his family. Stylistically, these pieces are quite reminiscent of Chopin in a lot of ways. You'll see that in number 1. They resemble some of his nocturnes. Number 4, I think, really resembles a Chopin etude. Number 2 is also quite a bit like an etude, but number 3, you can even just tell by looking at it, is I think one of the most accessible works of Rachmaninoff. I plan on learning this, so if you are a pianist who's more like in the intermediate stage and want to learn a piece by Rachmaninoff, I highly recommend this. Let me know if you think I should make a video on this one. And the same I could say for Moment Musical number 5. This one really is not all that technically demanding for a Rachmaninoff piece. Both of these pieces are much more brief. Now, broadly speaking, the Moment Musical number 1 is not very complex in terms of its structure or its melodic content. Again, you can hear the Chopin influence really a lot like a nocturne. The left hand has your bass notes, and then it has a middle voice here, something that you would find in a lot of nocturnes. And one of the things I'm trying to do stylistically is to treat this as sort of a soloist, and my left hand is accompanying that soloist. So instead of basing my phrasing around what's happening here, I pretend like I'm working with a singer or a clarinetist maybe. They have to breathe. And another breath. After this, the melody switches a little bit. It goes into D flat major, which is the relative major of B flat minor. So here we are in D flat major. So we're just kind of continuing this very melodic theme. And then the first statement of the theme reaches this climax at this big E flat minor chord after modulating to the key of G flat major. And now the theme is restated. You think that he is going to modulate to the key of E flat minor. He kind of does a little bit of a surprise. He starts off solo melody, dominant of B flat minor, and here we are, but with a new treatment of the theme in the same key, the exact same melody, but pianissimo. And at the same time, he does this really cool thing. It's so simple, but literally he's just going down a chromatic scale with a few exceptions. And it's just so effective at painting a mood and tonal picture of kind of what's happening here, because you have this static B flat in the bass. The harmonies are moving around it, but this pedal point never lets up. It's very elegiac, almost a bit like a funeral march. In fact, I chose to play this piece at the memorial concert of my late piano professor who passed away in 2021. This next section, this con moto section in G flat major, is, to me, it's brighter. It's like a reminiscence of times that passed, of the good times. So as you had this, you have the exact opposite. This rising melody. So in terms of mood, it's lifting instead of falling. Another beautiful treatment of this melody, but I just love these inner voices. And then it happens again. And the second time it reaches even higher in terms of what's happening with this chromaticism. So you get all the way up to that scale, a new idea. And I see this as sort of call and response. Not everyone plays it like this. This is just how I see it. I hear like a question, answer, another, and then a little more emphatically, and now we're back. And this time the theme is almost exactly the same, but he's transitioning into this cadenza section. And this cadenza, it's all just kind of a big embellishment upon this G flat chord. Really quick fingers, very Rachmaninoff. It is a little Lisztian, but I definitely hear Rachmaninoff style in this. He does this in the Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. He does it in all of his concerti. This type of quick, very quick finger work. And with that, we have arrived at a new key center. Now we are in F major, which is the dominant of B flat minor. I believe it was Ashkenazy's recording if I'm not mistaken, that does something very cool in this next section. So he's got not much going on in the left hand, but he's got these constant sextuplets in the right hand. And what Ashkenazi did was bring out the melody inside. Which I'm trying to do. I still need a little bit of work, but that's the idea. After that, he kind of reaches another climax at another E flat minor chord from the G flat. So it's taking the same trajectory path harmonically. And then he adds this final coda, which hasn't happened before. So we have repeat of previous material. Transitioning. A little bit of that reminiscence. I think this is, I would say, one of Rachmaninoff's most heartfelt yet saddest pieces, which is a lot to say for Rachmaninoff. I think you can really sense the frustration of having lost all of that money, of really feeling like he didn't know what he was going to do. This was shortly after his failed premiere of his first symphony, so he was really kind of at this place where not feeling all that good, but wrote this amazing music in spite of it. And not all of the moment musicals are this somber. Anyways, I hope that that helped you, that you found it interesting, that you learned something, hopefully. Please let me know what you think in the comments, you guys. As I mentioned, hopefully this year will be a lot better in terms of me having less work so that I can put out more of these videos. By the way, many people have asked about my Rachmaninoff transcription, the single piano version of the Rach 3. The first movement is complete. It's available for all my patrons on Patreon. The second movement, I think I'm at like measure 96. I'm going to work on it more tomorrow, hopefully get through to measure 110 or so. So that one is well on its way towards being halfway through the second movement. I'm still working on it. If you want to support my work on Patreon, as always, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. I love hearing what you guys have to say, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye.